This is the English version, and as I say in French, hold on, I think I need sunglasses. I am bothered by the light since I have been isolated. Yeah, I do need sunglasses. This is what a life of being isolated is doing to someone. I am going to share the things that I can recall, and obviously it's not going to be in like the chronology. The order of the events might not be in the right order, if you will. So if something seems to not make sense for you, you tell me, and if you have any questions, you tell me. So the reason I have started a GoFundMe is because I have tried a lot of things, but then I came to the conclusion nothing can grow in survival mode. And what led to this situation is there is so many things, but let's start. 6 years ago I was put into the street kind of like this. It happened, I think in 30 minutes. I was alone, my son was at school, so no witnesses. I mean, some neighbors did witness something. It's not even the point. I was alone with 3 people. It was like a very traumatic event. I will come back later into this if you want. So yeah, 6 years ago I was put in the street with my son. He was 4 years, I believe, by the dad. Was a lot of money, so it was completely not necessary, you know, but men. And anyways, the story, not your average story, it goes deeper and deeper and deeper. Then I am in a very vulnerable situation, right, because I am on the street, and my dad on paper was not even there because he was traveling. Fun fact is he was not traveling, but just this week, just when this happened, he was traveling. At the moment you are recording this type of information and you are like, okay, might be a coincidence, might not be a coincidence. I had to go to an hotel because I was literally on the street just before winter. So, you know, I think they did, because, you know, you have a date, you can't do this legally speaking, but it's not even about the time period, winter, not winter. Plus, when this happened, obviously I did go to the police. The woman was like, it's just not, you are not telling the truth. And I am like, yeah, do you think I am laughing right now with you? And she was like, but it's just not possible. And I was like, yeah, we all know how it works. When, you know, when you have someone who is like, this is not possible, you do know how this happened. Plus, I was physically hurt by the man who came and said he was the police. He was not wearing any clothes. It was like, how do you say this in English? Lunaire. It was like, you know, a movie scene, but as I said, not the type of movie you want to watch. And my son was at school, so I am going to the police and I need to go and take back my son from the school because I am responsible of him, right? I have the full custody. And yeah, this is not funny at all, just to recall the events. But again, this is to explain to you how I am in this situation and to raise awareness on so many topics, including narcissistic abuse, coercive control, so many things. So no one is there. In fact, I am dating a guy at this time, a Pisces. I am going to give one thing to Pisces men in general. If you are in this type of situation, he was at work and he came like, because I had no choice, so I had to call him, and he came immediately, which is, again, just note this information, but I have to give this to Pisces men. Most of the time you can call them and you can rely on them. So he was there. Obviously, you know, it's a traumatic situation. 20 minutes, you are on the street. All my stuff were the flat. Like, they let me took some things, but I had like literally 20 minutes. And when I went to the police, the woman was like, this is not how things happen. Because even if it's legal, which is not, seems to be legal, you have to have like a big truck to put all of your things. Your things are not supposed to stay into the flat, and the flat is the property of the dad, like the father of my son at this time. So this is like, oh, but you do know how it works in those situations. But again, it's not the point of my story, because not a story of human justice, it's a story of God's justice. So I am on the street, and he is with me, the guy I was dating. Let's call him Jacob. So he is with me, and yeah, it's a very traumatic day. My dad is sending to me two of his friends, and they were like, you have to listen to this story because it's even hilarious for me to recall this. And they were like, okay, we can keep your son, but you can't stay here. Okay, this is weird, right? Like, no, because it's going to and I was like, you know what, I don't even want to stay with him, because I am in I need to keep myself together. So yeah, maybe not tonight. So I went to an hotel with Jacob, and obviously I am I do not understand what is happening to me, because and also I had to explain to my son why he was like, but what is happening? And I was like, your dad took the house. So I am shocked. First night I am going to an hotel. I called the school, and I think I said he was sick or something like this, because and then same thing. So second night I had to go to an hotel with the guy I was dating still. And then, because I think I am pretty sure it happened on a Wednesday night, I slept into a hotel. Thursday night I slept into a hotel. Then you have Friday, and on Friday he was not able to stay with me. Also on Saturday morning it was the week I had to take my son to his dad. So on Friday I was literally on the street with my son this time. And thank God, a girl who was not even my friend, she was like, yeah, sure, you can go to my apartment, because I am not even here tonight. So thank God she gave me the keys to her flat. But it was very, very traumatic for me and for my son, I believe, even though he was young. So then on Saturday morning I had to drop him, which was kind of a good thing, because I am like, you know what, he's better in a big home with his dad, because once again he has a lot of money and the family has a lot of money. So this situation is like, it's not even, doesn't make any sense to do something like this if it's your son. And bear in mind, on paper, even though it was all fake, because this is what I have realized after I was married to the guy. Okay, so yeah. And my dad was coming back on Sunday evening. So on Saturday, so I am dropping my son. Yeah, I called Jacob, and he was like, yeah, okay, I'm going to come, and we are going to stay together today. And at 9 p.m. I had to go to the hospital, because when I was put on the street, I was physically hurt by the guy who said he was a policeman. Again, he didn't wear any clothes. I didn't see any IDs. I was in the flat, and they had to, because they asked me to open the door, and I was like, absolutely not. So they destroyed the door while I was into the flat, and then I was asked to leave the flat. Didn't see any IDs, didn't see anything, seems legal to do something like this while I was alone and they were three. So this is how it happened. And he was physically, the guy who said he was a policeman, he tried to hurt me physically. So I had to go to the hospital because I had a bruise. And this guy I was dating, and this is when it's just not for you, it's all fake. he was like, yeah, okay, so I think you are going to stay maybe 1 hour, and then it was at 9 p.m. So I was with him all day, like after I dropped my son, so let's say from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. Then he dropped me to the hospital, and he was like, okay, I see you when you finished. And I was like, you are not coming with me. In my head, I didn't say anything because, yeah, I'm not going to ask you, but it should be common sense at this point, especially regarding the situation. It's not like unusual, oh, I need to go to the hospital to, I don't know how do you say this in English, but you know, it's an appointment so they can see you are not lying and something did happen on the day you said this happened. So in my head, I am like, yeah, there is no way I'm going to stay with this guy, because like if a guy is doing this, like you are not here in this type of moments, like again, it should be common sense. And it's not a miscommunication. It's not, oh, I should have said something. No, because if you are with me into this, you should wait for me. Even though you don't want, let's say you don't want to come in the hospital with me, you should at least wait for me. He did not. I'm going to part 2.